Long time, artificial intelligence was basically just science fiction, right? Well, not anymore. AI is here, and it is everywhere. It's not some far-off idea. It's a technology that's already shaping our world, from the little things we do every day to our biggest, most important institutions. So let's take a journey together to really get our heads around what it is, what it promises, and what challenges it's throwing our way.
Okay, let's get into it. Here's the plan for this explainer. We're going to start by seeing just how much AI is already a part of your life. Then we'll look at its biggest promises. After that, we'll demystify how it actually works, face its pretty serious risks, see how we're trying to govern it, and finally, and this is the big one, talk about our role in its future.
All right, first up, let's just take a moment to realize how deeply AI is already woven into the fabric of our lives. I'm not talking about what's coming in 5 years. This is what's happening right now. You know, we don't always think about it, but it's literally right there in our pockets. That little bit of magic that makes your phone's camera take a perfect photo, even in bad lighting, that's AI, making millions of little adjustments in a split second. Same goes for your voice assistant that somehow just knows what you mean. It's kind of like the silent partner in all our tech. And it goes way beyond our personal gadgets. AI is a huge player on the world stage, especially in finance. We're talking about algorithms making millions of trades faster than a human could even blink, reacting to tiny market shifts. It's completely changing the speed of the game. Now check this out. Healthcare.ai is becoming an incredible tool for doctors. It can look at an X-ray or a medical scan and spot patterns that are basically invisible to the human eye. And get this, in some cases, these systems are already as accurate as, and sometimes even more accurate than, highly trained specialists. And maybe the most mind-bending part, AI has officially entered the world of creativity. Just think about it for a second. You can type a crazy phrase like, I don't know, a robot DJing a party for cats in space, and a platform like Midjourney will create a totally original piece of art. It's really starting to blur the lines of what we thought only humans could do. So, why the huge push? What's the big deal? Well, it's all about the promise of what AI can solve. Let's dig into two of the biggest areas where AI could be a total game changer for all of us: our health and our education. In medicine, the potential is, well, it's revolutionary. This isn't just about making things a little more efficient for doctors. We're talking about finding life-saving drugs way faster than before and personalizing treatments with a level of precision we've just never had. And in our classrooms, the dream is just as big. The idea here is to make learning more fair and more effective by creating a custom-fit learning path for every single student. It also helps free up teachers from all the paperwork so they can focus on, actually teaching. Okay, but how does any of this work? Like, how does a machine learn to do all these incredible things? Let's pull back the curtain for a minute and look at what's really going on under the hood. So what even is an AI system? At its heart, it's a learning machine. The EU's Big AI Act puts it like this. It's a system that takes in a bunch of information, and based on some goals we give it, it learns how to spit out an output, whether that's a prediction, a piece of content, or even a big decision. You can really think of it as a simple three-step dance. First, it just gobbles up a massive amount of data. Second, it sifts through all that data to find patterns and connections, stuff a person might never notice. And third, it uses those patterns to make a prediction or a decision that helps it hit its target. And what is that target exactly? Well, think about social media. The goal there is often super simple: keep you engaged. The algorithm learns what makes you stop scrolling, what gets a reaction out of you, what you're likely to share, and then it just feeds you more and more of that stuff. And it's right there, at that exact point, when a simple goal like that gets rolled out to billions of people, that the amazing promise of AI starts to bump up against some very serious peril. This really shows you the central tension of AI. It's two sides of the exact same coin.
The same technology that could create a personalized learning plan for a student could also accidentally build in unfair biases. The AI that makes a medical diagnosis faster also raises huge questions about who controls our most private health data.
Yeah, and this image just nails that tension. How do you give an AI enough data to actually be helpful for all kinds of different students without crossing a very important line and invading their privacy? That's the tightrope we're walking.
And the challenges are absolutely real. We're talking about everything from unfair biases getting baked right into the code, to the way misinformation can spread like wildfire, to very real anxieties about jobs, and even the massive environmental cost of running these powerful models.
So, with risks this big, the obvious question is, what are we doing about it? How do we start to steer this incredibly powerful technology in a direction that's actually good for everybody?
Well, one thing is clear. People want action. A recent global survey from KPMG found that a massive majority, 70% of people, believe we need regulations to make sure AI is being used safely.
And when you ask people what the #1 priority should be, the answer comes back loud and clear: transparency. People want to know how these systems are making decisions that affect them. They want to be able to look inside the black box.
This public demand for governance is leading to some huge new laws, like the EU AI Act. It takes a really smart, risk-based approach. It outright bans the most dangerous stuff, puts super strict rules on high-stakes areas like hiring and education, and demands transparency for things like chatbots, so you always know when you're not talking to a human.
Which brings us to the final and honestly the most important piece of this entire puzzle. All the code, all the data, all the rules, it all points back to one thing: the role that we as humans have to play in all this.
I love this quote. It just nails it. We can innovate at the speed of light, but building actual, real trust in these systems, that requires thoughtful, human-led governance. Trust doesn't come from an algorithm. It comes from accountability.
At the end of the day, AI is like a mirror. It reflects the data we show it and the goals we tell it to chase. It's an incredibly powerful tool, but it's not our destiny. The responsibility for what comes next, for grabbing all of that incredible promise while managing all the serious risks, that doesn't belong to the machine. It belongs to us.